All right, so first and foremost, I want to say Brakatham, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, and Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shout out to the hopeful that started with the 144,000. So, we want to get a lesson done earlier, but we're going to get it done now. Title of the lesson going to be, right, going into Job 9:24, right? It's title is gonna be is where and who is he, right? Because we know the earth is in the hands of the wicked, right? And you have some people, if a man be ignorant, let him be ignorant. But you have some people who ignorantly just be ignorant, ignorantly just want to ignore, the fact of, who the wicked is, right? And we seeing that day in and day out, right? Through the things that's done, and how you can dang near get on social media and see, these how these higher ups, these you know what I'm saying, these illuminated ones, these rich ones, right? They have these things with, you know, kids being sent back and forth, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? They have all these wicked deeds going on, and they profess these wicked deeds to be, you know, they profess these wicked deeds to be, what's the word for it? Like, they make it seem convenient, they make it seem like this is something that's normal in this world, right? So that way, when we come with this truth, we seem more off than the things that they're doing. That's how wicked things they're doing. We seem more wicked than what they, what they actually doing, right? As our people be void, right? Quick precept, right? Quick. Micah 3:3, right? It says, who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck the skin from off them and their flesh from off their bones, right? So we know Ezekiel 37, Ezekiel probably prophesied that the bones came together, the flesh came into the bones, breath came into the bones, right? Through this word, through this truth, through this knowledge of Yahweh, right? But you have Esau, Edom, who tear them bones apart. That's why America is known as the melting pot, right? Because it tear them bones apart, They put all these wicked ways in front of your face, right? And they make it seem like that's the way we're supposed to live. You know what I'm saying? And when you go back into history, well, maybe we do this because yesterday I mentioned in a good bit of account yesterday, and I wanted to come back and get a lesson in on it. But what made me go into it, I was watching Elder Pastor Ramla lesson, right? And I'm going to First Maccabees, right? 1. And I started at verse 7, right? And it says, so Alexander reigned 12 years, and then he died, right? So it's talking about Alexander the Great, Alexander the Free, as the elders would call him, right? His servants bear rule everyone in his place, right? So he called like his generals, like someone he grew up with that nature, that's when he came and took over the world, right? That's when they came and took over the world, right? And if in history, right? And I got it right here in my notes, right? Alexander the Greek, right? He conquered the known world, right? Through Macedonia, right? The original Macedonia were Japhetic brown people, right? Brown skinned people of Japhite, one of Noah's sons, right? So, but the point being, right, is that this is when Esau come into rule, right? And he reigned 12 years, then he died, right? So he passed his kingdom down to like his childhood friends, his soldiers, his generals, things of that nature, and they divided the kingdoms. And we're gonna keep reading, right? It says in verse 8, and his servants bear rule, every one in his place. After his death, they all put crown upon themselves, like I say, right? So he divided the kingdoms up, right? And you get this one, you get this one, you get this one, right? And it says, and so did their sons after many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth, right? And that's the kind of the point of that evilness, that wickedness was multiplied in the earth when who came into charge? Esau, Edom, right? So then, right, made me think about this earlier, and I was meditating in the spirit. But I want to go about this lesson, right? Go back to Job 9:24, right? It says the earth is given to the hand of the wicked. He covers the face of the judge thereof, right? So we know who the wicked is. We know who in charge of the earth, who multiplied the evils thereof when they came into rule, right? Esau, Edom, right? And cover the face of the judge thereof, right? When you search up pictures of a God or a world illly called Jesus Christ, his name is Yahushua, right? You see white man blonde hair, right? You see a bunch of white. You see everything whitewashed, right? And then when you just like Elder Apostle Elder Apostle Tahar was going into at the camp, right? When you even search up Semitic people, they try to make it seem like the ones like Kyrie did that thing with her, they try to say anti-Semitic, but they try to act like them the chosen people down there in their homeland, was knowing that who are the real Jews, who are the real Hebrew Israelites, right? And that's us, right? Who are the true Jews? That's us, right? We are the Semitic people, right? But they try to cover that up, right? They try to cover that up, right? It says, if not, where and who is he? And that's the title of the lesson. Where and who is he? Right? Because you got the people who go around and run around as if they don't know what's really going on, right? And just like yesterday, we was going into the the chip, MOTB chip, right? And one of the brothers, Tassawan, the brother had, he made a good point in saying, why would you want to take something from your enemy? You know what I'm saying? Why would you want to take something from the wicked, our enemy, man? Right? Why would you think they would try to make you do anything to prosper, right? When you understand, they ain't trying to do nothing but tear you down. They want to cut us off from being a nation, right? It says in the book of Psalms, they want to cut us off from being a nation. They want to destroy it. That's what they try to do. They do everything in their power to control our minds, to control our people, to hold us down. But it's like we was going to see yesterday at the camp, the elect ain't going to fall for this charge. The elect ain't going to fall for these things. The elect going to stay strong, and through the power of Yahweh Shai going to remain focused. They're going to be able to see these things and don't fall for the devil device. That's what we was going into at the camp, But, my point in today is going there like, so who is he? Who is he? Who's that one that's going out, right? Let's see. Precept I had in mind. Revelation 17, right? And 2, right? It says, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. Right? Who the kings of the earth? Who run the earth? Who's that wicked that run the earth, right? It says, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication, right? So who is that? Who is that? Who everybody want to be like? Who everybody want to do? Everybody want to be like America. Everybody want to do everything America do, right? But who professors? Who the governor? Who the president? Who people who running this thing, right? So-called white man, Esau, Edom, man. You got them in the higher ups, you got them in these places. So you got these, you got that secret council who do these things behind the scenes where, they're not seen as much. They don't know them, but once again, the ones who want to know, they know this thing. When you watch every movie, when you watch every movie with a higher up, even that new movie on Hulu, that show everyone to call it on Hulu that came out recently, right? You see those higher ups are who? Are so-called white people. They have a meeting with all like the rich people in the world after the president get killed, right? The president they got the president out of the way because I don't think the president was what they planned, right? Brothers probably know what I'm talking about, and people watch probably know what I'm talking about. I can't think of the show name, but and the president ended up getting killed, right? And I was looking at it, I'm like, dang, what the hell? Like, so the president get killed, and they call all like the billionaires and they call all the rich people on the earth to have a meeting with them. They ain't called the vice president. They called all the rich people, and they keeping it hidden from the people. But who they call? That secret council, man. And they show you these things, that hidden agenda. They show you these things through movies, through TV, right? But they do they show it in entertainment to where our people are dumbfounded. Our people are sadists, man. Right? Our people are fools to not even know they think that Esau got something good for him, man. And the scriptures say, man, he is contrary to our doings, right? He's opposite of us, right? We're the righteous vessels, they the wicked vessels, right? They the vessels fitted to destruction, the wrath, man. But our people don't see that, right? Let me see. This precept I want to go to. Yeah, that's a good precept, but I'm looking for that. Let me see. Right here, I want to go to, matter of fact, before I go there, right? 1 Peter 5:8, right? It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, right? Who is that? You got the spiritual demon out there, but you got the physical devil, who is Esau, Edom, man. What are they doing? They running about, they trying to get you, right? They trying to get you. They doing anything in their power to, keep our nation down, to keep us confused, right? Who that one who making everybody, so confused about who they are? putting up all these false images of these things, one professing the churches and all these things, right? You know, who the ones that's broadcasting all these who the ones who put the rappers, the football players, who the ones who own all these things, right? People don't understand, right? They taking these money, taking these big deals, they sellouts, man. That's why the Most High said a gift destroys the heart, because these people ain't doing nothing selling out. Esau know all we gotta do is just make that poor nigga rich, and we can control him. As long as we keep money in his pocket, and be able to, that's why when they get them, they take them niggas out the hood, man. They take them niggas out the hood. They go grab them, take them niggas out the hood, and they mold them up, right? That's why you see these. They profess all these wicked ways of Esau, man. Oh, go vote. Oh, happy Easter, Merry Christmas. Things in nature, right? They do these things, right? It says, be sober, reveals it, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walked about seeking whom he may devour. Whom resists is steadfast in the faith, right? Whom resists is steadfast in the faith. You got to steadfast in the faith, man. You got to resist them, right? Right? He says, knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world, right? And that's one of the things, right? He coming, man. You got the spiritual demon of doubt, but you also got, the Esau, the physical demon, right? He coming, man. He coming, right? He coming to destroy. He coming to, hey, listen, it's gonna get bad. You don't see it as much right now, but man, for the chosen man, Yahweh, right, man, that shit finna get bad, man. He finna come through wrecking shit, right? Once again, he wanna cut us off from being a nation, right? So that means you knowing this truth, you knowing this knowledge, we the biggest threat to their beast system, right? The biggest threat to their beast system is the ones who telling folks how wicked it is, how it's gonna set you up to be destroyed, right? That's why he said, depart from this natural rest. You can't get comfortable here, right? But once again, who is he? Who's that one who's setting it up? Who's that one in control? Esau, Edom. They the one that control all this shit. All this thing that's going on, all this war, all this, he, she, these she's, you know what I'm saying? These kids been missing, all these things. I don't want to get too deep in that, right? I'm trying to find better words to say, so I don't want YouTube to try to, YouTube get, but who the one that's doing all these things, man? Who's that devil that's roaring around like a lion, ready to devour anything, ready to confuse anybody, ready to set you up to be destroyed, right? I want to go to Psalm 17. I want to see if that's the one I'm looking for. Right? So Psalm 17, right? He says, I started verse 8, right? I'm trying to think of that. Wow, man! I'm trying to think of that precept where it goes into, trying to think of it. Basically, it's going into like how Jake don't understand we still under curses, but you see how Esau have all these things and all these riches, and let me find it, right? I'm gonna start at verse 8 right here, Psalm 17 and 8. It says, "Keep me as the apple of the eye, hide me under the shadow of thy wings. From the wicked that oppress me, from my daily enemies, who compass me about." Who is that? Esau, Edom. Once again, there go that wicked. Where and who is he? Right? So we're going to keep going, right? He said, they're enclosing their own fat. With their mouth, they speak proudly. Who do that? Who run around? It's our country, nigga. You don't got nothing here. You don't belong here. Who's that running around speaking proudly? Book of Revelation say they live deliciously, man. Who that run around, in their own fat, who have the riches, who have nice cars, the big houses, who don't care about nothing, who above the law, right? Who the only ones who above? Once again, they show these things in the movie, right? When people stop, somebody gets stopped in the movie, they give them their ID card, they read the last name like, I'm sorry, Mr. Oppenheimer. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Rockefeller. I'm sorry, Mr. Rothschild, right? It said, they have now compassed us in our steps. They have set their eyes bowing down to earth, right? Here it is again. Like as a lion that is greedy of his prey, as it were a young lion lurking in secret places. Once again, and I brought my notes so you can see it right here. That Illuminati illuminators, man. So where and who is he, man? Who is that? Who's them wicked? Who is that wicked, man? Who's them people around here looking around like a lion, looking to destroy these things? And that's why they be wanting to try to get you. That's why they put these, how can I put them right? They put these propaganda ass niggas in front of your face, right? You know what I'm saying? They put these Uncle Sam ass niggas in front of your face in the movies. They put them in front of your face and rap videos and on TV screen, you know, and bring them to the school. That's why they make this. They make these people think about it. What the lady do? The lady wanted votes, right? The lady Kamala Harris wanted votes. What did she go do? She went and got rappers and things of that nature because she know what's gonna do. That's gonna draw the attention of our nation, our foolish nation, right? But our people look at it as like, well, black people this and that, black people that. We gonna woo this and that, you know. But listen, she showed y'all how the voting is quote unquote one of the top events in the world, and that's why she go grab some rappers. She didn't want to go grab no public speakers. They speak for the people, quote unquote. That talk for the people. You know what I'm saying? One of them Malcolm X brothers type thing. You didn't want to go grab one of them. They just want to go grab some rappers, cause why? They know how dumb our nation is. They know our nation love foolishness, man. They know our nation. I know our nation is void, sadish. I know our nation is damn near dumbfounded to fall for these things, right? Oh, but little baby vote for them. Let me go vote for her. Hey, little Dirt, we doing that. Let's go do that. You know, y'all follow all the wickedness, and guess who controlling them? Edom, the wicked, right? But keep going, right? It says, "Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked." Right? Once again, the wicked, which is thy sword. Once again. Most High controlling to be that way. That's why they run around professing that they God, you know, think they doing the God's work, right? But which they are, but they doing it for the left hand, right? Doing the left hand work. He used the evil to do evil things, right? He used the evil to do evil things. That's what you gotta understand, right? You know, going into captivity, we wasn't sent into captivity to be destroyed, but they want to kill us. They want to cut us off, right? We're gonna bring it out when I finish this right here, right? It says, "From men which are thy hand, O Lord Yahweh, from men of the world which have their portion in this life." Who have their portion in this life, right? This a perfect, what you want to call it, characteristic or description of them, right? It says, "In whose belly thou fillest with thy hidden treasure, they are full of children and leave the rest of their substance to their babies." Who do that? Who's born in these generational wealth? Who's born in these rich ass families? As soon as they come out, they billionaire, never work a job, don't even gotta go to school for real. Or they go to school paid for it, man, right? When I used to go to college, we used to have this, I used to be a college athlete, we used to have this, so-called white girls. She used to come pick us up from practice, take us in there, take us to class. You know, they had a bus, but sometimes, you know, you had to get there quicker. You didn't have time to go to the bus stop wait on the bus. So we used to have this white girl who come get us, things that they take us back and forth, right? And one day we were in a car, and she got a nice car, AMG Mercedes, right? $6,000 car, right? And she's let us drive and all. One day we in the car, she say she on the phone, parents, talking to her parents, this and that, this and that. She say, yeah, just send it to my bank. Okay, like, all right, let's do it. Like, okay, you know what I'm saying? From parent, that's common. You know the white folks parents send them out a few $100. Man, that lady parents sent her over $1,000. Sent her over $1,000 just cause she asking, right? Another one who used to you know, take us back and forth to class, things of that nature, right? She moved into this new house. She got a 1-bedroom. So I asked her, right? I said how much the rent is, right? I asked her how much the rent is. She told me $2,000. Mind, she's staying in 1-bedroom. I said, "Dad, who paid that?" She said, "My parents." Right? I'm just thinking. And I'm just going to show you, right? That's how they portion in this life. I wish I would stay in a 1-bedroom and I'm paying $2,000, but that's nothing to them. Because they have their portion in this life, man. Right? They have their portion in this life. You know, that's how you know that's what they blessing, right? They blessing was the fatness of this earth, man. That's what they got. That's why they don't trip about nothing. That's why they go around thinking that they untouchable. Because the money and the treasures and the things they do, the things that they got, they feel like they're untouchable, right? It says, as for me, I will behold thy faith and righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I wait with thy likeness, right? Watch what they say. The likeness of Yahweh Shai, not me. We're supposed to emulate the image of Yahweh Shai. But what? The point of me saying what I just said, right? But guess what? Our people don't want to do what? Our people don't want to. I'm trying to get in that position so I can do that for my people. I can do that for my family. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. You don't take care of people. It's something you do, right? But we want to have that likeness of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai did what? Made himself of nothing. Made himself like unto a servant, man. Made himself of no reputation, man. Because nothing in this world means nothing to us. All the things in this world is wickedness, right? I remember watching this video, and it was a lady talking to a lady. Well, I think it was a dude. Either this dude or a lady was talking, right? Either way, one of them was like, this quote was said unto me, right? Never want what another man got, because you never know what he doing to get it. You never know what he did to get it, and you never know what he doing to keep it. And you know the things these people be out here doing to get this money, man. You know how wicked these people go off when they go join these, they go join these, you know what I'm saying, these illuminated ones, right? They be having men on men, woman on woman, man on, they be having all type of things going on. PDF files running all through there, little kids running, all type of things, man. Right? That's why you got to depart from this world, right? But staying in the book of Psalms, right? Who is he, man? Who's the one doing all these things? Once again, man, who's the one doing all these things, right? Let me see. That ain't exactly the one. Bear with me. This is it. This is it right here, right? Psalm 73, right? Right? It said, for the verse 3, he said, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, right? So once again, when the majority of Jakes today, they have riches in paper dollars and stuff, they devalue, like cars, homes, things of that nature, right? They get these things, right? They get these big houses. Who's that rapper, Lil Wayne, right? He having all these things, but the man ain't paying no taxes, man, right? They have these things and they devalue, they be of nothing, right? Because one, for what? You can have it today, you lost it tomorrow, guess what? Gone. You can have it today, die tomorrow, guess what? Gone to the next person, right? But what the point being, right, says, for I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked, right? Once again, how I was just telling you, right, with the girl thing, Jake see these people living lavish, living that good lifestyle. That's what they want. If they get that, do anything to get that money. That's why it says you gotta be sober and be vigilant. Because the devil walking around with a war and lie, he ready to get you. Oh, that nigga right there, he looking for you to come. We can get him. You know what I'm saying? We can get him, make him famous. You know what I'm saying? We can get him to see the people. Because he's from the hood. Everybody love him in the hood. His whole hood love him. Everybody ride behind him. That's how they do it. But Jake see the prosperity of the wicked and they want their life, right? It says, for there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm, right? It says, once again, right? I want to read verse 3, if I bring my notes on that, right? It says, they are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. Because why? This is their birthright. This is their blessing. This is what they're supposed to get. This was their sword. It's like this was their birthright, the sword, the fatness of this earth, right? This was their blessing. This was who blessing, right? Leading back to the main point, this was who blessing. Who got the fatness of the earth? Who's gonna get control? Who the Most High put in charge of the earth? The wicked, Esau, Edom, man, right? The point being, going back to my notes right here, right? He says, even Jake still under the curses of Israel, man. Some Esau rich families above the law down here. This they blessing, but they still gonna get punished, right? But this is a blessing, man, right? He says, for there's no bands in their death, because why? We under the curses, right? You see all these people who get rich, who get famous, who get in that lifestyle. You see what happened to them, right? They end up dead or in jail. That be them curses, because we still under curses, man. It ain't meant for us to be down here living lavish. It ain't meant for us to be having to live this lifestyle. But for the wicked, this was their blessing, man. Right? That's why Jake see the prosperity of the wicked, that is their lifestyle, that is how they're supposed to live. It's not. That's for the wicked, right? Once again, a gift destroys the heart. they get in these positions, they start thinking that they above God, they get all the money, right? Or they get low, they start thinking the Most High name in vain. Proverbs chapter 30, right? It said, therefore pride can fasten them about as a chain, violence covered them as a garment, right? You know, but you know what I'm saying? That's what it is, man. That's what it is, man. Right? So you know who the wicked, you know who that wicked is. That wicked is who? Who got the facts of this earth? Who got the who got that blessed of this earth, right? Well, that's what we're gonna go to before we go back to Job, right? Let me see. Right? Genesis 27, right? And 38, right? He said Esau, who is who? Esau meaning what? Wasted away, right? Because you go back to the garden, right? Well, you go back to the garden, right? That serpent was who? A melanin man, right? But it was cursed, right? That the spirit on that serpent was cursed, right? So then that it went on to he said you should go on your belly. Now I mean like no snake, meaning you're gonna be low to low. That caveman lifestyle where Esau used to be, so-called white man used to be at, right? That's why you don't see movies like that no more. That's why you don't see no movies of them showing how they old state. You don't see that no more, right? They show you the movies when they're, Spartan 300. They show you things that nature when they was in that state. They don't show you them caveman standpoint, right? But going on that same spirit went on to Cain, right? Cain slew his brother Abel was what the same spirit as Jacob, right? Because you got Esau doing what to his brother, trying to slow his brother, right? So he been slowing his brother. He been slaughtering him, right? That's why Most High says Ezekiel 35, set your face against Mount Seir. You go to Genesis 36 and 8. What is Mount Seir? What is Mount Seir? That's where the generations of Esau, Edom come from, man. Right? But keep going on if I read this, right? You know that spirit went on to Cain, right? Cain slew his brother, so he was cursed. He was cursed with that leprosy, right? So then Cain had been wiped away through the flood, right? And this where you get the so-called white man from, because you got to think, everybody had melanin, but that so-called white man come in through what? When Esau come out, because Esau means wasted away, right? He come out with his pigment gone, right? That's why he say he come out red. You see his blood show forth through his skin, right? His pigment showing. It's like his pigment gone, his skin gone, right? That wicked, right? He said, Esau said to his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of this earth. Who got the fatness of this earth? Who in the charge of this earth, man? Right? He said, of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Right? You know? That's what they got, man. They got the fatness of the earth. This they blessing. This they birthright, man. But we knowing what? This that wicked. It goes to show you once again. So where and who is he? Right? Right in front of your face every day. That wicked in front of your face every day. Esau Edom, so-called white man. You know? He's out roaring about. Like a lion. He ready to destroy you, man. He ready, especially the man who know this truth. He ready to destroy you, man. He ready to try to take us off. Right? But we knowing what? Yahweh Shai ain't gonna let it happen, man. His elect gonna finish through this thing, but the ones who falling after the wicked, the ones who walking on the darkness, guess what? You gonna get destroyed right along with the wicked. You gonna get destroyed right along with them. That's what you gonna see, right? That's why he said the son of perdition will be revealed. Second Thessalonians 2, right? He said they're gonna be revealed, and the last day we revealing them. The last day we showing them their wickedness, all the slavery things they did, all the wickedness they done. Taking over the lands, right? And I know a quick precept, right? Where we can let me see, Ecclesiastes 10. It's like Book of Sirach 10, right? And this also one of the precepts that the elder brought out as well, but Book of Sirach 10, 1, 2, and 3. But I'm gonna read 1, 2, and 3, but then I'm gonna jump down to 8, right? It says, a wise judge will instruct his people, and govern of a prudent man is well ordered. Right? Prudent man, he think well, he think before he act, right? But why? You got Esau, Edom right here. They just out here doing whatever, man. They lead people to destruction. I got right here in my notes, right? The governors and higher ups are wicked as hell. They don't lead in righteousness like the scriptures say they should, right? They don't lead, they wicked, man. Them higher ups, the ones who are really in charge, right? It says, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. What manner of What manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all that dwell therein. Right, that's plain as day right there. Is exactly how wicked the leaders of this earth is. Guess what? The people wicked as this hell right behind them. That's why you got Jake so dumbfounded and gone out here. They living in wickedness, man. They living in darkness. All these things that Esau, Edom put out there to make it seem convenient how you supposed to live, that shit is wicked. That shit is wicked as hell, right? He said, an unwise king destroys his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord. In due time, he will set over the one that is profitable. In due time, he will set over one that is profitable. Due time, our time coming, man. Right now, the wicked is in charge, right? In due time, it ain't now. Right now, the earth is in the hands of the wicked. Who run the earth right now? Who in charge right now, right? So right here, jumping down to verse 8, right? It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, right? We're going to destroy this place, right? Go down to the Most High, going to round them up in the valley of Josaphat, Yahweh Shaphat, judge them, govern them. They're going to fight with each other, World War III. Yahweh Shana is going to come and get on their ass, right? And the ones that left, we're going to tie them up and throw them into slavery, man, right? And it's going to be threw down. America gonna be destroyed, done away with. Israel gonna be threw down, and we're gonna build it back up. Right? We're gonna build it back up to the way how Shah said it for our people, not no other people. The kingdom's only set for one people, right? This kingdom only set for who? Hebrew Israelites, right? That's it. That's it, man. Right? But where and who is he, man? You know. So with that being said, right? I hope the lesson was edifying. And I want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, and Kakadice. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And shout out to the hopeful that started with the 144,000 Shalom.